Saginaw Township Police say the first report was in late March at an arts and crafts store when the suspect thrusted himself into two women. He was then accused of doing a similar act at a different store in May and July.
TV5's Scott Walczek spoke with a local self-defense expert to learn how to safely protect yourself in a similar situation.
A 40-year-old man behind bars tonight, accused of following women, rubbing himself against them, even putting his hand in his pants while following a mother and her 12-year-old daughter, and it all happened in unsuspecting places. Michaels and TJ Maxx.
And this is Bay and Tittabawassee in Saginaw Township. It's a safe, well-populated area, but experts say no matter who you are and no matter where you are, you need to keep a lookout because this creepy stuff is more common than you might think.
This is a real problem that women have to be aware of when they're especially alone.
Henry Reyna teaches self-defense classes. He says if somebody is making you feel unsafe or uncomfortable, the number one thing to do is call 911. Trust your intuition.
If it doesn't feel right, it's probably not right. She needs to pay attention to that and make note of it. Tell the store manager, call 911 and make a report. If you have that technology with you, that smartphone, take a picture of them, record as much as you can of this person as you're calling for help. It's going to help with evidence later on.
And in this case, police were able to track down the culprit, identifying him as Anthony Sangster and charging him with 3 counts of criminal sexual conduct. These incidents had been happening since March, and if the women being harassed hadn't called 911, police might not have caught him.
It's not going to be solved by law enforcement typically. It's going to be solved by citizens that see something and say something.
Reporting in Saginaw Township, Scott Walczek, WNEM, TV5.
Sangster's bond is set at $50,000. He's set to appear in court on September 5th.
A Saginaw man is accused of following a woman and exposing himself to her. 36-year-old Brandon Crane is facing felony charges of aggravated exposure and aggravated exposure by a sexually delinquent person. Investigators say on July 16th, he exposed himself in his truck at Hemeter and State in Saginaw Township in a Walmart parking lot and outside her home after following her. If convicted, he could face life behind bars.
A fire that sparked earlier this morning at a Genesee County auto parts store reignited around 7 tonight. The fire was at Cut Rate Auto Parts in Flint. An employee apparently started a fire while working on a vehicle. Fire crews say they properly swept the building after extinguishing the fire, the first one that is, and several hours later it somehow reignited.
Just 6.5 hours later, I mean, they've had a lot of people in and out today. They had, the insurance claims adjusters out here. They had a company out boarding the place up and everything.
The battalion chief added he contacted Michigan State Police to investigate for possible arson. A neighborhood crime alert, police going to Facebook for help in identifying this man. They say that on the morning of May 27th, he took, quote, an assortment of tools from the Home Depot on Center Road in Burton. If you know who he is, call Burton Police.
It's been 2 years since a Mid-Michigan mother last talked with her daughter, who disappeared shortly after their conversation.
Tonight, she tells TV5's Kate Nadolski the mystery of what happened to her continues to weigh heavily on her family's minds.
I worry all the time whether she eats. She has food. She has clothes. Is she hurt? I know she wants to be with her daughters.
Questions weighing heavy on Connie Rao's heart. It's been 2 years since she's seen or heard from her daughter, Presley Rao. Their last phone conversation was on August 8th, 2017. Presley was reported missing just 5 days later.
It's your worst nightmare, and that's true. It is.
Presley was last seen right in this area here near Atherton and Fenton Road in Flint.
I couldn't get a hold of her. I kept calling. Nobody would answer the number.
Her parents say Presley wasn't perfect, but she was trying to get her life together and be there for her 3 daughters. The youngest, just 3 months old, when Presley went missing. Her daughters are now ages 9, 4, and 2. Connie says they miss her more than anything.
She will ask questions. Why can't I see Mom? The one that's 9, really hard on her because she's older, she remembers Mom more, and she has a rough time with it.
And her parents left waiting on answers that they worry will never come. But they're hoping for a miracle. They believe there's someone out there that knows something. And if that's you, Connie hopes you do the right thing.
Please tell us, even if it's not important to you, it could be to us. We need her home.
In Flint, Kate Nadolski, W1EM, TV5.
If you know anything about the disappearance of Presley Rao, you're urged to call Crime Stoppers. You can do so anonymously at 1-800-422-JAIL.